Hey everybody, today we're talking about discrete and continuous data, mostly the domain and range of discrete data. So this right here, this continuous data, this is going to be next lesson. If I can spell next. Okay. But what we're going to focus on is discrete data today. So discrete data is values belonging to the set are distinct and separate. So they're unconnected values. You see how this has dots? This makes it discrete. Okay. Here, how they're connected, that makes it continuous. So discrete, it can be counted. It's written using these brackets, sometimes preceded by the words number of. So number of tickets sold or total cost. So when you think about number of tickets sold, you can have 0 tickets. You can have 1 ticket. You can have 2 tickets, but you can't have half a ticket. That makes no sense, right? So that's why this is discrete, because it separates these values. So when we're finding domain and range, remember the domain is all of the x values, and range, I'm going to write in blue, are all the y values. So to do this as ordered pairs, these are my x values. Remember, it goes x comma y. So these are my x values. So to write my domain, I'd make my brackets, and it goes -2, 0, 5, 8. Now, most commonly, the domain is going to be written in least to greatest. Okay. And that's just kind of how they're often laid out. Whereas the range is often going to be the matching set. So my range, it starts at 3 because the -2 and the 3 are connected. Then it goes -1, -7, and -2. Now, it doesn't have to be written like this. I just want to give you forewarning that oftentimes this is how we write them. Writing it like these sets, these little brackets, okay? If you just use parentheses, you're kind of telling me that it's a point. Brackets are a list. And don't worry if you can't do them perfectly. It's perfectly fine. As a table, it says X is the number of boxes. So my number of boxes are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's my domain. My range, which is the total weight, my y values, my range are 0.5, 1, 1.5, and 2. In a mapping diagram, this is one of the few times that you'll see mapping diagram is in this beginning part of this unit. We don't often use them later on. But in a mapping diagram, again, these are our x values. So we'll list them. And again, we'll normally list them from least to greatest because they'll be written least to greatest going from the top to the bottom. So -3, 1, 4, 6. It's not wrong if you write them in a different order. It's just helpful so then that way you can keep track of them. Range is my y values, 9.5, -0.5, -8, and -13. On the graph might be one of the tougher versions because on the graph you have to find these points, and it looks like there's a point here, 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 and here. So to find my x values, it's going down or up to hit this axis. This is my x-axis. So my first one is at -3. My second one is at -1. The third one is 0. In case you didn't see that, there's one at 0, 0. This one is 3. And this one is 4. And if you notice, even though I've been teaching a long time, I'm doing math a long time, I'm still drawing these lines to help me find them. For my y value, again, this is when I'm going to just start on the left and work my way And remember, this is my y-axis. So I'm going to draw a little line to go here. So 3, -2, 0, -4, and 4. This last one is an equation. You can type this into Desmos and you can get a table for it. Otherwise, what you can do is we can build a table. And the table looks something like this. It's -1, 0, and 1. Our function is 2x plus 1. So this is called an input-output table. You write your input, -1, 0, 1. You write your function, 2x plus 1, and then we get our output. So here's how we get our output. We write in 2. We substitute in for x that value, and then we do the math. -1 times 2, that's -2. Plus 1, that is -1. We can also plug this into Desmos, type that into Desmos, and it'll give you your answer as well. 2 times 0 plus 1, 2 times 1 plus 1. All right. Anything times 0 is 0, so this zero's out, and we have plus 1, so this is 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So my domain is these x values. Ooh, that's an ugly bracket. See? Doesn't have to be perfect. And my output are these y values. -1, 1, and 3. And there you have it. Those are the the 5 different ways that we can list our domain and range. And remember, our domain and range is just the set of x values is our domain, and the set of y values, which is our range. Continuous data, we will go ahead and talk about next time.